our next interview, some say, well, his name has soul in it, so that's kind of a dead giveaway. So let's give an introduction for Micah Solusod. All right, because I've already met you so many last year here at Kamicon. Yeah, but nice. How you been enjoying Alabama?
Alabama's pretty cool. It's not like Texas, so yay!
You're one of the few young people in the voice acting industry. So, and you pretty much had, so you were already a fan of mine.
Yeah.
And you just went in for an audition, you just kind of went with it? And
yeah, I sent a demo in and wasn't expecting anything, you know, and then I got contacted by one of the directors there. And I thought it was a practical joke, like, who would be so mean to say, hey, you know, Funimation's interested in you. It was actually pretty real. And then she said I could come up, test the waters a bit, so I went up to record for about a week. Thought, hey, this is fun, but you know, that's one more check to put on the list of things I've done. And then at the end of my session, the director asked, so when are you coming back? And I'm like, I'm not, there's just no way. But then when I flew back, I got called by Funimation again saying, hey, another director wants to use you. And I started thinking maybe I should actually consider doing something with this. So I moved down. After much consideration, I moved down and took that gap.
So what was your first breakout role?
It's a show that hardly anyone's seen, except at this con. I don't know why everyone's seen it, but it's a show called Blast Friday. And I played an abused kid named Malik. And then he shortly went into a coma and returned at the end of the series. That's like cool.
And then, of course, right now everybody knows you for Soul Evans.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? Did you watch the series before it came here? Or?
No, I heard it was like cool and everything. I didn't really know anything going into the show, and then I just auditioned like everyone else. I didn't expect anything, obviously, because who would be crazy enough to cast a noob, except Zach Bolton. And yeah, I ended up getting the part. I got the news when I was recording for him for another show as a small bit part, like, you know, background guy A, and you know, after recording that and hearing, hey, you're playing Soul, it's like, whoa, dude, that's pretty intense. So
a lot of people sort of notice and don't notice at the same time. You also have an independent video game that you and some friends of yours are doing.
Yeah, my girlfriend has a small company called Sake Visual, and I occasionally do art and voice acting for it. And I'm in the main one is a game called Jisei, a murder mystery, and I play a character in there called Kiza.
What's Jisei?
Jisei is about a kid. He's sort of like wandering around in life, doesn't really have much purpose, but he has this power to, the ability to see a dead person's dying moment and their one last wish by touching them. So he gets to relive that in his mind, and by doing that, he helps solve mysteries behind it, all of the crimes and all that. And then my character comes in and is like one of the people you can choose if they're suspects and whatever.
What are you currently working on anything else anime related or video game related or anything of that nature?
Yes, but there's always the non-disclosure.
Yeah.
But there's a show coming out called Right Hat, a short 13-episode series by Madhouse, and I play a nerdy character, super geeky. His name is Audio. The first 2 episodes have been recently released on the Funimation's website.
Is there anything you auditioned for that you found that was kind of odd, or like what would be a strange audition that you went for?
I wouldn't really say I've had any strange auditions, but they've had me read for characters that are like slightly out of my range, or because I have a naturally younger sounding voice, and they've asked me to audition for like older adult characters, and I'm thinking I obviously can't pitch my voice down that deep. I mean, you can with your technology and all that, but yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary. I usually get cast for the shows that have the young teen guys and whatnot.
You, of course, I mentioned this before, and it's very rare to see it. Kyle Abert was one of them, but you're also one of the few anime voice actors who are fans of anime, who's a fan of anime, and you've had this ability to travel to conventions, and not a lot of people know who you look like.
Yeah,
so I find that fun. Interesting. So
yeah,
you're pretty much going to cons for fun, and you know, as a guest, and they're like, oh, I was hanging out with you before.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know you were a voice actor.
It was like, Today it happened a lot because I was watching the table that my girlfriend was doing, and this one guy's like, yeah, I came here because I heard the guy who plays Soul is in one of these games, and I'm like looking at my dad, and you know, how do you put it? Do you make him look like a fool by saying, dude, I am, you know, or do you be a little more polite with it? So I was just like,
Yeah, that's me.
there's something on my shoulder here. Yeah. And then they always feel stupid, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know who you are. And I'm like, I don't care if you don't know who I am. Just like my work, you know? But yeah, it's fun. It means that I don't get like swarmed like other voice actors do. I can just hang out in the background and be like, kawaii desu.
Have you ever been swarmed by a fangirl or fanboys or anything?
I think it happened once, but it was at New York. I wouldn't want to say swarmed, but I did kind of get pinned up against a pillar. It was at New York, and I thought that the voice actors were supposed to be at this certain gathering of Soul Eater people, but I think it was just cosplayers. So then they're like, hey, aren't you Micah? I'm like, yeah. And, you know, yeah, it was like, I was up against a pillar, signed one autograph, and then that I can't see anyone else. And, I need to. Nope, this is awkward. I don't know what to do.
What would you say has been the strangest experience of attic convention for you?
I haven't had any. Aside from the fact that, I mean, being an anime fan, I'm kind of used to the whole like
Shenanigans and craziness.
But not quite, because I've never been to a con, like, until last year, or 2 years ago, I guess. So getting used to the whole, why are there people making out in elevators? I don't want to, okay, I need to go to the 18th floor, we're on the first floor. This is going to be awkward. But other than that, no, I don't have any of those con horror stories as of yet. Please don't create any for me.
I salute you for the potential ones you're going to have in the future.
Thank you.
Knowing everybody's luck, it's going to happen.
I appreciate the fearful thought.
Do we have any questions from anybody?
How much acting experience did you have before you said your demo?
I wish I could say a lot, but unfortunately I still consider myself to be a new actor. I'd say about I just like acting. I don't really study it. I want to study more, but that kind of costs. But yeah, I'd like to definitely expand my acting experience.
Do you have a favorite video game?
Two. Tales of Symphonia and Zelda the Game. Those are always the ones that I go to as far as replay value.
Personal question. What would you suggest for someone to get started in the voice acting?
Learn how to act. I mean, you know, everyone who says they want to become a voice actor always tells me, I can do this voice perfectly, but, you know, when it comes to impersonations, there's always somebody else who did it originally, and that's their job.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of misleading to say, you know, I like to do voice acting, because it's more like I like to act with my voice. I don't change my voice very often when I do my roles. It's usually just my normal voice slightly higher, slightly lower, but it's pretty much me. And I mean, honestly, I'm sure you've known a lot of voice actors who, hey, they just use one voice, but that's all they need. It's their acting that gets it.
From what I hear, it's always voice actors have to slightly overact.
Yeah,
Because
because you have to sell it. I mean, if we're acting in a room and I want to say something sort of like really stupid, but my expression can show that,
it.
but my voice is just like, you know, it sounds like you just say you're stupid, you know? So things like that, simple things, you have to sometimes oversell it or undersell it, depending on what the scene calls for.
Micah, thank you for coming by for the interview.
Not a problem.
Hope you enjoyed the con. And, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.